The latest report on immigration policies for August 2024 shows that immigration has dropped. I'm talking about net migration. Net migration is the difference between the people coming into the UK and the people leaving the UK. So of recent, there have been a lot of complaints that the net migration is quite high because it used to be 200,000, 300,000, but of recent, it reached high 700,000 and it dropped to 600,000 early this year. But this is the latest update on how far immigration has dropped since the UK government introduced all those policies that they introduced since the beginning of this year. Now, I'm going to be sharing some things with you. I'm going to be sharing my opinion about some of these things and the structure that the government wants to put in place to make sure that the number keeps driving down. Now, if you're interested in any of these things, please watch this video to the end. Hello everybody, my name is Cynthia. I share information that will help your transition abroad to be as smooth as possible. I share information about settling, working or studying in the UK, US or Canada. If you're interested in any of these countries, please subscribe to this channel. Hit the notification bell so that each time I drop a new video, you know it's time to watch Cynthia Academy. And to my returning subscribers, thank you so much for your love and support. I really appreciate what you guys do. Always put a like button, just press that like. It's no big deal, but it might mean nothing to you, but it's something when you do that. And remember to always share my videos. This report by the BBC says big fall in migrant visa applications after changes. Now remember that the UK does not introduce policies just like that without research backing, without finding out whether that particular policy would actually take effect, how it's going to affect the situation. And remember that the UK announced that they wanted to stop students from bringing their dependents, that's master students from bringing the dependents, and they introduced that on the 1st of January this year. And so far, it has led to a reduction on the numbers of master students coming to the UK, because most people want to pursue a Master of Science instead of a Master of Research. A Master of Research is a 2-year program. It costs more, but yeah, it's not what we're after here. But a lot of people have decided not to choose the UK as their destination country when they want to pursue their studies. And we also know that when it comes to postgraduate degrees, I'm talking about from master's level upwards, PhD, a lot of foreigners prefer to study in the UK because they have world-class universities here anyway. So because of that rule that they said, do not bring your dependents, many people have decided to choose other countries instead of the UK. But this is also trying to find the after effect of stopping care workers from bringing their dependents. You know, the codes 6135 and 6136 are not allowed to bring their dependents from March 11th 2024. So because of this particular change in policy, there has been a reduction in the number of people coming into the UK. It has also caused a reduction of people applying for dependent visa. It says that the number of overseas worker students and their families applying for visas to come to the UK have fallen by 1/3 over the last 12 months. Now, this sharp decline follows rule changes introduced by the Conservative government, which ban most international students and health and social care workers bringing family to the UK. Provisional figures from the Home Office suggest that the number of migrants and their family members applying for the visas fell from around 141,000 in July 2023 to 91,000 last month. Now, if you look at the figure over here, you can see that when it comes to work visa, there's this sharp decline. It went up at a particular time in 2023 between the months June, July, August. There was this large number of people that came in, but now it has dropped drastically. As you can see from this graph, it says health and care main applicants has dropped even below what it used to be anyway, and the health and care dependents have also dropped. So this means that whatever plans the Conservative Party puts in place this year is actually working, because their main target was to reduce net migration into the UK. It also says that there was a particular big drop in the numbers applying for health and care worker visas, which dropped by 80% to 2,900. So this is really a huge 80% is really big, you know. The Home Office said it would ensure we train up our homegrown workforce and address the shortage of skills. They know that there is this shortage in skills. That's why they sometimes they rely on foreign workers to fill in these gaps in employment. Now they are talking about training up homegrown workforce. So far, Yvette Cooper has created this Skills England so that they can train people that are in the UK, especially people that are British, to be able to fill in these gaps in employment. Another thing she did last week was that she actually ordered MAC, which is Migration Advisory Committee, to look into three sectors. The three sectors they were to look into are engineering, IT, and telecommunications, because they noticed that they are highly reliant on foreign workers. Now, we already know that the ongoing rate for these particular sectors are quite high, and you might be wondering, maybe because they are quite high, it will dissuade people from coming into the sector. The truth is that if companies need staff and there is this shortage, they will always rely on someone outside as in if there is nobody in the country that can fill in that position. Why is this so? Because they don't want their businesses to die. And when they say there is this shortage, you have to understand that at the entry level, there are a lot of people with entry level skills. They might tell you, oh, I can get trained on the job because it is at the bottom. But as you go higher, you see this large number of vacancies in these sectors. Now, they want to look into this sector to see if they can train people that are in the UK so that they will not rely on foreign workers. And they've given MAC 9 months to look into this sector. That once they look into it and they provide a report, then they will now decide on what policies to put to dissuade employers from employing people that are foreigners. I don't know what measure they will implement, but I feel if you're a student in the UK, maybe you're studying data analyst or maybe big data, artificial intelligence, I just feel that you should do your best to secure a job with visa sponsorship now. I just feel that you should do what you can before a new policy comes in place. Of course, sometimes they might not introduce any policies, but I feel you should look into that particular sector. Now, when it comes to healthcare assistant roles, we already know that there has been a kind of a drop on the number of the NHS band 3 roles we have been seeing of recent. Doesn't mean that they are not still employing. These roles keep popping up once in a while, but they are not as many as they used to, because a lot of people want to switch visa right now. So, but I would just encourage you to keep applying for jobs, keep submitting the right supporting information, making sure your application is good. If you want a step-by-step process on how to complete an NHS job application, I'm going to put the link up here so that I can explore it. As you read further, it says Nadra Ahmed, executive co-chairman of the National Care Association, said the sector had started to see some staff return home or move to countries with a less hostile environment around immigration. Speaking with the BBC Radio 4 Today program, she said if we had a domestic workforce willing to work, then we wouldn't need these international recruits. She added that it would take a few years to build a domestic workforce and one that vacancies in the sector could rise to unsustainable levels. Now, you already know that when it comes to care workers, this job is not something that's really appealing to people that are British or people that have indefinite leave to remain. I feel there are different reasons why this might be so. One is the pay. The pay is not so fantastic. Two is the working conditions. They work for long hours. Most times a shift might be 12 hours of work. And we know how, critical this job is, because you have to do a DBS check. There are so many things that they have to check. There are so many policies that you have to pay attention to and guidelines. So I think it's not really appealing, and also some people don't really like the job, to be sincere, because it's a caring job. It involves, health of another person. Some people don't like the job, but from what she's saying is that if they had to stop relying on international recruits, they have to raise a domestic workforce that will fill in these particular gaps that are needed. Remember that there is an aging population in the UK, and as people gradually move towards care homes or stay in their home and need support to be checked on from time to time during the winter or during the summer, they need someone that would come in. Now, the reduction in international students applying for visas could also hurt universities already facing financial pressure. If you watch most of my videos on this channel, you know that I'm pro university. I want the universities to be strong, to be great, and I understand how important finances is with respect to the universities. Some of the universities had some courses that they created, and some of these courses, with this reduction of numbers of master students coming to the UK, some of these courses are not being filled as often as they used to. Maybe there were classes that had large numbers, but now the classes are shrinking, and this translates to the pockets of the universities. You've heard about staff being sacked and things like that. It's not what we really want, but in everything I've seen here, that balance needs to be done. The university needs to provide services that are not that long. I'm talking about 3 years of studying for a program. Perhaps the universities have to provide short courses that will fill in the gaps that UK economy needs. That's what I feel is the solution to this. Instead of long courses like 3 years, 4 years, I feel it will be better for the universities to create short courses. For example, this diploma in health and social care that can last for 6 months, 3 months, or 4 months, MVQ levels. I'm talking about the ones that are Ofqual accredited or approved. I feel the universities should be able to provide such services, short courses. And also, when it comes to construction, that is on that area that there is these high in demand skills. And also IT, universities provide services and training for IT, but I think it needs to do more in that area, because the IT is just one area that there's because of this high demand for advancement and innovation, the job opportunities keep coming out as often as possible. I was just talking to one of my clients today that 20 years ago, some people did not dream of, oh, when I grow up, I want to be a data scientist, or I want to be a data analyst, or I want to be a business analyst, or stuff like that. Maybe project manager, but not things like this. Why? Because these are new generation job opportunities and career that are being created, and if it keeps evolving because of that need for software apps. If you're in the UK, you can stay a whole year without seeing cash, that's physical cash, because everything goes through online. Nobody writes a letter on a sheet of paper. Most times you can just send your CV electronically, submit an application, fill in tax form online. So because of that, there is this high demand for IT skills. I'm going to create a video about the 10 common job opportunities that I feel that as a student, if you do these jobs part-time, you can easily get visa sponsorship when you complete your studies. Just watch out for that particular video. But I just felt I should share this with you. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to this channel. It supports me and my work here, because I love to share information to make you prepared, so that you know what exactly you need to do if you need to do it. And if there's any change and any law, any policy that is being passed, I will make sure that you get to hear about it. Please like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.